Sound check, mic check, 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the second round matchup in the MSI Beatit tournament, and this is Immersion Blacklight versus Ventus Pro. Ventus Pro just took down Berserk Gaming to a 2-0 in a stunning fashion. I'm not entirely sure what the scores are for Blacklight since the scores haven't been really updated. Seems like these teams are flying through the bans and picks. I've got my co-caster Insanity, and I'm saying D.
What's up, people? Lycan made it into a game. Wow, how did that happen?
I'm pretty surprised. I'm gonna put it down to the fact. Okay, I think Ventus Pro were like, okay. Thing is, Immersion Blacklight is not expecting Ventus Pro to go for the Lycan pickup since they're on the Radiant, but I think Lycan's deceptive in that manner because he's potent on either lineup. I mean, obviously on the Dire he's stronger because he has easier access to Roche, but he's not necessarily weak on the Radiant. So Ventus Pro wanted the Lycan, so they were like, okay, we ban the Viper first, and then we get the Lycan. And wow.
Interesting to note, Immersion Blacklight, if I'm not mistaken, they finished top of the log in the DGL. If I'm not, am I correct in saying that?
In their pool, they finished off first, and Ventus Pro same thing as well.
Yeah, so this is the game to watch right now.
This is the high impact game.
We've seen Ventus Pro in previous games against SRS where they beat SRS. We saw them now in the games earlier where they took on who did they take on?
Berserk Gaming.
Berserk Gaming, and they did such good jobs. But Immersion Blacklight is also another team that is, they've got quite a rep. Have you seen the speed of these picks though? They're just they're flying out these picks.
Yeah,
these guys want to play.
They have a plan. They know what they're doing. And I look at the picks coming out from Immersion Blacklight. We've got a Doom. We've got a Shaman. It's access to two fronts. They've got access to pick off. They've got access to push. They've got access to team fight. You look over at the picks on Ventus Pro. They've got the Lycan, the Invoker. The push is coming. And the thing is, as strong as the push is, Lycan can actually double up as a fighter. Invoker is pretty good in teamfight scenarios with the controlling spells that he has. So both teams are going for flexibility. Flexibility is the name of the game right now.
I was just about to say, both teams, you can see so many strats with both of these teams.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're both very open. The crazy thing is, these are all four of these are normally your top round tier bands, and all four of them make it through.
All four of them made it through. The Shaman, the Doom, I think I don't see that very often because it gets banned up a lot. But you look at, okay, these guys are flying through. You look at, they've banned Enigma, and they've banned Prophet. So they're thinking they don't want to deal with push coming out because they've already seen the Lycan, the Invoker, and the easiest access is the push. So they ban out any of the other strong pushes. And then you look at Ventus Pro. Ventus Pro are thinking team fight may be coming up, and they don't want to deal with disengage coming out from Mirana. They don't want to deal with disengage coming out from the tree, and obviously the engage coming from both of those heroes. And then Immersion Blacklight securing, once again, it's still flexibility in my opinion, because
but I think Immersion is starting to show their cards looking like they're going for their push strat. I mean, as soon as you see DP and Shadow Shaman, you get scared for your towers.
Yeah, you get scared for your towers. You definitely get scared for your towers, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're weak in terms of the team fight. And then you look at them picking up the Earthshaker. Now that
solidifies that team fight.
Yeah, so they've got push, they've got team fight, and then you look over at Ventus Pro. The support pickup, once again, is actually an access to the team fight, and they pick up a Sand King. So so much flexibility going out from both the lineups.
We're going to see Zeke Sand King again.
We're going to see Zeke Sand King.
To see that.
We're going to see Zeke Sand King. It should be interesting to see who plays up the not too familiar with Blacklight's lineup, but it should be interesting to see who plays up the Earthshaker, because I think Earthshaker and Sand King are going to have their work cut out for them, considering how both heroes play out in similar fashions in certain respects.
Yeah, I think this is going to hinge a lot on those two heroes, on that
Yeah.
Sand King and that Earthshaker. You know, that's going to be your starting point for all these fights. If I, you know, that's what I think is going to be your key plays between Sand King and Earthshaker. It's an interesting lineup. Both these lineups, you know, I don't actually give a favorite strength to one or the other right
Yeah.
now. They both have their merits in that. I think it all comes down to this last pick and what people pick up.
Yeah, and you look at Immersion Blacklight. They're panning out the Centaur Warrunner. They know the Centaur Warrunner is a huge tempo controller. If you get a tempo controller like Centaur Warrunner into a lineup that has a Sand King, a Witch Doctor, and Lycan, who's already pretty much a racing car in terms of when he goes into his shapeshift form, then you've got a problem because they're in your face in no time. You don't have time to react, and just like that, you might be losing the team fight. Because you look at the Shaman's not necessarily tanky. You look at Death Prophet's not tanky in the early game. So I definitely agree with that ban. And then coming out from Ventus Pro, they ban out the Weaver. They already they know Immersion needs at least one more core, and Weaver would be one of the cores who would be a menace going out for Witch Doctor, because Witch Doctor doesn't necessarily get in the front lines, and Invoker doesn't necessarily get in the front lines. I mean, they have amazing spells, amazing control spells, but they don't get in the front lines. So if you got Weaver going in, Weaver doesn't care about the fact that there's heroes running interference. He goes berserk on everyone.
Not to mention, just speaking on that Centaur Warrunner ban, the disengage on that hero as
Yeah, man.
is absolutely amazing, especially when you're a Death Prophet who's popped an ulti and you just disengage from it. What do? Or wards, just okay, pop wards, run away. Doom, pop Doom, run away. You know, so it's amazing disengage. I also fully agree with that.
And we get the Clockwork coming out from
Ooh,
Ventus
pickup.
Pro, and then there's a Slock pickup as well coming out from Blacklight. So we've got a pretty strong. I look at the early, the tri lanes coming out from both lineups, and I would argue that Blacklight has the stronger one in terms of what it offers in the lane, because you're not gonna see Sia on the Earthshaker committing to the jungle. He's not like. Earthshaker's not like Sand King in that respect, so he's going to be in the lane and he's going to be offering control with the Shadow Shaman.
You have done a great service.
Ooh, I'm just trying to figure out this Clockwork pickup and how that actually fits into everything.
Okay, before we get any action underway, let's introduce the teams, and I'll introduce Immersion Blacklight coming out on the Dire. We've got Rez playing up the Shadow Shaman. We've got Sia on the Earthshaker. We've got Slowy over on the Slock. Over on the mid lane, we've got Downey on the Downey over on the Death Prophet, and we've got ACG over on the off lane Doom.
Okay, and then on the side of Ventus Pro on the Radiant, we have got Grum once again taking that solo off lane with the Clockwork. We have Kronos on the mid Invoker. We have Zeke, which is going to be a jungling Sand King. We have Bot, we have Flaming Sheep supporting on Witch Doctor, and he will be supporting Night Wraith on that Lycan. Interesting to note, top there, they managed to get the D ward off. We saw Graham putting in that ward there.
Yeah.
They spotted him and they straight away dewarded him. Right thing to do.
Yeah, man.
He's going to battle this lane, not being able to see.
Yeah, he's gonna battle a little bit, and I mean, yes, he's in terms of the supports that he's going up against. Shaman doesn't have the greatest range in his spells, so he has to get up close, and that's where cog spam is going to be amazing. But if he gets blocked off by Sia, because now he doesn't have vision of Sia, so if he gets blocked off by Sia, he's gonna be in a world of pain.
Yep, and Sia's just waiting there.
And
just
there's
like
a block. He's actually blocked off, but it doesn't look like they wanna actually go off into a kill.
I think he's still pretty safe even with that block off. I mean, he can just cog it, and they can't really come near to him.
Yeah.
But I think right now their aim of the game is just to get farm and Slark, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Because they know the thing is, it's Grime is not the easiest of kills because cogs just work against the two supports that you have.
Cogs work against everything.
Yeah, pretty much. I think ACG shouldn't have a difficult lane over on his off lane as well, because he's going up against a dual lane more so than a tri lane, because obviously the Sand King's being committed to the jungle in the effort of trying to get him his Blink Dagger first. So he shouldn't, there's not really that much kill potential considering how, I mean, yes, in his first few levels he doesn't have that much armor, so obviously he's not that tanky until he gets maybe level 4 or level 5, but he's not gonna have that much of a tough time.
Yeah, Nitraith is farming away on this Lycan, and he's having an easy time though. He's not doing anything, but he's just getting that farm.
Yeah.
How often do you see Doom on a offlane position though?
Quite, he's actually become a lot popular. I think the moment teams like Fnatic decided that they could use Doom as a support, I think everyone was like, okay, we may as well experiment with him. And with certain lineups, he actually works pretty well on the off lane, because the core, it's the same reason why you put Faceless Void on the off lane. The moment they just there to get their levels, and the nice thing about Doom, because he has Devour, he will get some level of farm. But once he gets 6, he's gonna rotate around and essentially change the pace of the game. Oh, we've got a block coming out onto Bribes. Oh, the pounce just missing. There goes the Dark Pact, but the cogs putting in work for Grime.
Do you know, mechanics question, if Pounce can go over cogs?
I haven't seen that interaction, but it's possible. It's possible they could.
Cogs, do they bounce back magic immune units or not?
Do they? No, not that I know of, no. Oh, looks like we've got a gank coming out. There goes the fissure onto Chronos. But there's just not... The thing is, they didn't block his avenue of escape. So now it's a useless rotation coming out from these two.
Also, you see what build Cronus is going.
Ooh, he's going for Quas Exort. So the push... He's gonna have access to the push, but more so than that, he's gonna have access to global ganks, especially once Grime gets his level 6. He's gonna be obviously going around the map, causing havoc. But the moment Grime gets online, that essentially means Invoker's gonna be also involved in any ganks that may go off on the side of Ventus Pro.
Yeah, personally, this is my favorite build. Is a Quas Exort. I know a lot of people like the Quas Wex build.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Quas Exort. It just gives you that extra damage, gives you nice burst, nice stun.
Yeah.
Maybe not as team orientated as a Quas Exort. I mean Quas Wex, but still a nice build, I think personally.
Oh no, it's definitely a good build. I think when you come down to both builds, the Quas Wex and the Quas Exort, you look at the way Invoker works as a hero. He going for the Quas Exort build. Okay, both builds essentially have their ups and downs. When you go for the Quas Exort build, that essentially means you've got damage. You're gonna get Forged Spirits. That means your push is real and your push is strong. Just off of the hero Invoker, and you've obviously got access to global ganks, and there are still spells that work well in the team fight. I mean, you've got the Deafening Blast, you've got the Chaos Meter, or rather the Meatball as it's known. But when you go for the Quas Wex build, it essentially means you are screwing with the enemy team's team fight. So each of the builds has its own ups and downs. And it looks like Sia and Rez are looking to go for another gank, and they actually have a smoke. The question is, will they get anything off? AKG looks to be securing the Invis rune. Who's gonna get the Invis rune? Downey gets the Invis rune, and he's 6. He's got 6. So the question is, do they go in for a gank? I mean, there's already 4 of them down here, so they may be going off for a gank. And Night Wraith is a long way out, man. Night Wraith is a long way out, and Flaming Sheep is nowhere to be seen. Oh, looks like the Exorcism gets procced. Oh, there goes the Fissure, there goes the Shackles, and Night Wraith is gonna lose his life. And it goes to Doom. That is tragic. He was a long way off there. I think in terms of game sense, he should have known that something was up. There was 3 heroes missing. 3 heroes missing.
Yeah,
you're sitting there
missing.
you're sitting there out of position. You should know that there might be a gank coming out. It looks like they want to retaliate. Zeke in the back line. He may get off. If he gets a Burrow Strike, it's going to be trouble. AKG, there goes the Burrow Strike. There goes the Sunstrike. AKG is going to lose his life, but not before securing the Doom onto the Invoker. There goes an Ether Shock. Ether Shock secures. Actually, he dies to the Lycan, but we may lose the Invoker. Are they going to get the deny off? Oh, he survives. He actually survives. But that was essentially a 2-for-1 exchange going the way of Ventus Pro.
They lost first blood, but that kind of makes up for it with that 2-for-1 exchange right there.
Yep, indeed. They got two good kills. I mean, they got the Shaman, they got the Doom. If you can delay Shaman 6, I mean, he may not be the key hero, but you delay his 6, you're delaying the push. You slow down ACG's farm, and he's literally just a walking disable with the Doom. So that's an exchange going their way. But in the meantime,
definitely agree on that.
in the meantime, Slow Yee's actually securing himself some farm. The question will be, what is he gonna go for in terms of his item builds? Is he gonna go for the popular Blink Dagger build, or is he gonna go for the Shadow Blade build?
I think with this lineup that they have, I think Blink Dagger would be his best bet, to be honest. Personally, I think that'll be his best bet.
Yeah,
you know
certainly
how hard
for
it is to
the
kill him once he's got a Blink Dagger.
yeah, certainly for the aggression that their lineup promises, it would actually be a decent pickup. I just worry whenever you pick up a Blink Dagger on Slug, the worry is always that if you don't make use of it to secure momentum, then you're sitting there with a problem of not having farm, not having decent damage. We've got the Wolves coming out from Night Wraith. It looks like he wants to secure some tower pushing going their way.
Night Wraith doing an amazing job in terms of farm there. I mean, he's already got his Vlad's up. It looks like he's going to have his boots up very soon. He's doing very well.
And Sand King just secured himself a blink. So a sub 10-minute blink, and now that means the momentum. Once things get underway, I mean, we've already got Grime over on the clockwork. He's already at level 7, so he should be able to get some kills. We've got engagement. The cask was flying out. Oh, we've got a Hex going out. There goes a Doom onto Night Wraith, but it's merely to zone them out because he's not going to lose his life to that Doom. It's merely a level 1 Doom.
Just out of intersect, did you see my trivia question?
I actually didn't catch the trivia question. What was the trivia?
Which 2 heroes were picked 3rd and 4th highest amounts of times in Tier 4 in these drafts?
In the draft that we have right now?
Yes.
I would say... man, I know Sand King was picked a ton. I know DP was picked a ton. And I know... Shaman is definitely one of them. I would bet my life on that. We've got before we answer that, we've got an epicenter missing. Oh, Zeke not living up to the potential just yet on his Sand King. Okay, I'm gonna say Sand King, Shadow Shaman, and I'm gonna say Sand King, Shadow Shaman, and Death Prophet.
You called that one. But
Yep.
you didn't call that one.
Ah, okay, fair enough. I know Doom was picked up a few times. I didn't realize he was actually in the top 5. In the meantime, Kronos actually doesn't have that much pressure being dealt to him, and it looks like he's gonna go for the hand of Midas, just to make sure he gets his levels even quicker. I mean, that's the one thing you can never fault an invoker for going for in the Midas, because it's gonna secure him more farm and more levels, which invoker is arguably one of the heroes who needs levels the most.
Yeah, definitely a level dependent hero. He has got the money for it already. I don't know why he hasn't sent it out to him already. And also to match up that Doom's because he's got Midas.
Oh, that's scary. That's actually scary, because Doom with Midas and Devour, you can't really. The moment he starts getting some farm, it's going to be hard to stop it, just because of how the hero's mechanics work.
Here's another interesting thing though. That top there, you saw the plan that these orcs are trying to go for now, with this whole clock Sand King. They want that clock to get that hook in and catch guys, and Sand King just ultis on top of that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the clock missed that hook, and then Sand King literally ulted on nobody.
Yeah, pretty much. And it looks like the Slug has gone for the Blink Dagger build. So he's looking to get aggressive very early and snowball from there. We've got an Ether Shock going out onto Kronos. We also got the Cold Snap onto Downy,
those
but
things do
not
damage.
much. Yeah, no, dude, it's that's the nice thing about the Quas Exort build. The damage that you can deal. I mean, he's already sitting at above. He's just got over 140 damage, and that is significant.
But I mean, those forward spirits are each doing 65
Looks like
damage
there's a smoke
themselves.
engagement coming. There goes a Doom over onto Ninth Wraith. There goes your Burrow Strike, but ACG actually lives through that. There goes a Fissure catching to Night Wraith. Night Wraith in a world of trouble right now. Ooh, looks like we've got the Pounce catching onto Night Wraith, and a Dark Pact secures the kill. It's a double kill going the way of the Slug. We've got a hook shot going out onto the Slug, and it secures the kill. Oh my goodness, so much damage going out. We look at the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman might fall, and he does so as well. The Cold Snap was very instrumental in securing the deaths over onto Blacklight. So it's a favorite exchange onto them, considering that they were the ones who were being targeted.
Yeah, that was well played to turn that around. Don't know if it was quite favourable considering the heroes that were lost. You had Invoker and Lycan going down. Doom just managing to survive there actually.
Yeah.
Interesting thing though is you see Slock did actually go for a Blink Dagger build.
Yeah. Definitely
But
went for
he's
the
got his
Blink
blink up now, which is going to make him so difficult to kill, and it's going to make him aggressive at attacking, you know.
Dagger.
Very
Got
nice
Ether
build. I
Shock
like
going
it a lot.
out. Doom opting to go for the War Storm from the Centaur creeps, as opposed to getting the Alpha creep aura. And I think he's hoping to make sure that there's extra control. I mean, they have a lot of control with the Hex and Shackles and the Fissure, but they're just trying to make sure that there's even more. But a Crypt Storm going out, but it's just to secure some creeps. Looks like they're poised to either go in aggressively. There's a Doom over onto Night Wraith. Night Wraith is in a world of trouble. He may actually sell out his Zeke over on the Sand King. There goes your Epicenter Burrow Strike, but it catches ACG, but it doesn't secure any kills. We got the Sunstrike catching Raze on the outskirts, but it doesn't secure that kill until later on. We've got the Burrow Strike going over onto Downy. There goes the Cogs catching ACG, and the Battery Assault catching the kill onto the Doom, and triple kill going the way of the Clockwork. So much momentum being secured by Ventus Pro right now.
is under attack.
Yeah, Ventus Pro doing an amazing job here.
And they're going to get a tower
And
for
we
their
see
trouble.
that Lycan already has Necro 1, he has money for Necro 2. When he starts getting those Necro books up, it gets scary, because that push is just unreal.
And aside from the push, whenever there's necro creeps out, it means you're losing out on mana, because that's how necro creeps work. They screw your mana up, and essentially they it's a problem for your team fight. And on top of that, we've got a fissure going out onto Night Wraith, but it's not going to do anything. But on top of the fact that they're burning mana, there's the problem that if you're not killing them, they're dealing damage in team fights, and if you do kill them, one of you is going to take burst damage from the death of the necro creep. Looks like we've got a smoke going out. Oh, we've got the pounce catching Flaming Sheep. Flaming Sheep is definitely dead. He tried to use his Death Ward, but it didn't come out to anything. We've got the shackles going out onto Kronos. Kronos is going to lose his life. Oh, there goes the pounce, and he is dead. But in the meantime, the Invoker did get the kill onto the Shadow Shaman. And they're going to get a tower for their work.
As well.
Oh, there goes Grime. He procs the mech.
Grime with the jukes, managing to survive until the doom was off.
Those jukes.
Oh.
This is anybody's game at this point, because you look at the gold graph. The gold graph is just 1,005 in favor of Ventus, and we're 17 minutes in, and the XP graph is only 3k in their favor. So that's not an insurmountable lead that they have. And the problem is, if you lose an engagement, you're going to be losing towers, because the push is real. You've got Shadow Shaman with his wards, you've got Death Prophet with the exorcism. So any engagement that goes Blacklight's way means the tower is going down, or Roche may be attempted.
And not to mention the amount of farm that they're getting on all the right heroes. I mean, yes, we see Earthshake and Shadow Shaman right at the bottom, but you see out of the top 4, you've got Slark, you've got Doom, and you've got DP, all getting in that top 4, you know?
Yeah.
In terms of net worth. So, definitely still a very, very open game right now.
I think the key thing for the team fights though is Ventus Pro needs to get the jump onto Blacklight, because if Blacklight gets the jump, it's obviously gonna mean that one of the heroes is already being doomed. It essentially means he's a non-factor in the team fight. Ooh, looks like Slowly almost catching Zeke there, but the blink secured his life. But yeah, if they don't get the jump onto Blacklight and Blacklight gets the jump onto them, the team fight will probably go Blacklight's way, because there's so much control going out. There's fissures, there's shackles, there's hexes, and then on top of that, Slowly is going to be dealing damage with Dark Pact, pouncing people left, right, and center, and Doom will obviously render one of the heroes pretty much useless.
Yeah, they're dooming that Lycan a lot, or the Clockwork. Clockwork can understand. Do you think Lycan best target for Doom?
See, what they're trying to do with it's not a matter of trying to get the kill onto the Lycan. When they doom the Lycan has to get out of there, or he's dying. And when your Lycan is not there, I mean, arguably he's their axis of damage right now in terms of right click. That essentially means all they have to deal damage is these spells. And I guess, yes, I guess Kronos would be a good Doom target in the Invoker, because he's obviously dealing a lot of damage. But the problem is, for Kronos, he went for the Quas Exort, so he doesn't have the best control as a Wex Invoker would have had. So I don't disagree with dooming the Lycan.
Yeah, the thing is, they still managed to get the kills even with the Lycan running around with Doom. I mean, they've got so much else that combines as well together. Lycan, in terms of spells, only really has his ulti as a spell. So, I don't know, I would rather try and aim for the other guys. I mean, you know.
Oh, we've got Dark Pact and the Pounce catching onto Night Wraith, but there goes a Burrow Strike, catching Slowyi. Epicenter going out. Slowyi is going to lose his life for that. That was very aggressive. Goodness knows why he tried to be that aggressive. There goes a Fissure, catching 3. The Healing Ward doing so much work right now.
It's already a level 3 Necro book, along with Forge Spirits, along with Wolves. If I'm a tower, I quit.
Oh, looks like we've got the Burrow Strike catching the Death Prophet, and he's down. There goes the Fisher catching Night Wraith in the backgrounds. Night Wraith might lose his life, but in the meantime, ACG goes down to the Invoker. There goes the Burrow Strike catching Rez. Rez loses his life as well, and it's a 4 exchange coming out, and it's going to be a team wipe with the Clockwork catching the Earthshaker, and just like that, they're going to get a tower. And on the flip side, it's the same thing I said about Blacklight's lineup can be said about Ventus Pro's lineup. If you lose a team fight, you're going to lose a tower because you've got Necro Creeps going out from the Lycan and you've got Forged Spirits going out from the Invoker. So it's a matter of whoever wins the team fight is going to get objectives. And arguably it's better for... Ooh, looks like we've got a Pounce catching Flaming Sheep. There goes the Dark Pact catching 4. And he goes into his ultimate. We've got the mech being procced. There goes the Exorcism. Flaming Sheep loses his life. Kronos may lose his life, but it goes into Ghost Walk. And they don't have reveal. But Grime is probably going to fall as he gets caught in the shackles. Ooh, Kronos under the guise of Ghost Walk will probably survive.
Yeah, that aggression by the Slark, I mean, his whole team had just barely respawned and he was jumping in.
We've got damage going out onto Reyes. Reyes loses his life. And the TP out from Kronos. Very sneaky. But yeah, it's a tit for tat going out from these lineups. I mean, both lineups have damage potential, they've got control, and they've got push. So it's a matter of the lineup that gets the jump on the other lineup will probably take a team fight.
Well, Nitro pushed that top tower while all of that was happening, and this is what he's going to keep on doing. He's going to just pull that split push as best he can.
Yep, that's the worry about that. That's the reason.
Scary engagement.
Ooh, there goes the Dark Pact going out onto Night Wraith and the Pounce, and misses him. But the Sunstrike catches slowly, and he may fall to the wolves as he props out his Pounce and the Dark Pact, but he'll make it out alive. So now we're 23 minutes into the game. When does Ventus Pro, when do they go into the Roche pit? Because they're on the Radiant, but they do have the Lycan, they've got the Vlads, and they have a healing ward for good measure. So it wouldn't be untoward seeing them go for the Roche pit. But it looks like they definitely want to go there, but just like that, Slark saw them coming, and he props his Shadow Dance. There goes the Fissure, catching out a few. The Silence catches literally all of them, and there goes the Doom onto Kronos. There goes the Exorcism, dealing so much damage. There goes the Epicenter, catches 2, and we lose 3 in that engagement. The Doom will probably take out the Invoker, and he gets denied. That's devastating. That's devastating. And just like that, we've got a Burst Strike catching Downey. Downey's going to lose his life, and they will probably use the tier 2 for this. But in the meantime, they did lose the Invoker and the Witch Doctor. But that was a good team fight coming out from Ventus Pro. And now they may secure the Roche. They may secure the Roche kill right now.
Shadow Shaman got melted down so quickly, he didn't even have time to pop his Serpent Wards. They were available, he was just dead before he could even place him, you know.
Pretty much.
Although I don't know what that much of a difference would have made with this team. This team is so mobile that they're everywhere. But, you know, it just goes to show how much damage they're actually dealing out now.
Yeah, pretty much. Look at this. This Roche is falling. Can they contest? Can they contest? If they do contest, it looks like we've got a Pounce catching a few. There goes the Fissure. There goes the Sunstrike. It's being distributed evenly. There goes the Hex onto Grime. Lycan picks up the Aegis. And just like that, Shadow Shaman falls. And there goes your hook shot. And the Cogs catching 2. And the Battery Assault doing so much damage. And that's 3 kills going the way of Grime. Grime putting in so much work right now.
So much work right there. Catching 2 of them, knocking the Doom back. And Doom is now hiding for his life.
Ventus just knows.
He doesn't even have mana to TP.
Ventus just knows how to take team fights. I mean, you look at the way Blacklight got the jump on them. I mean, you had the slot going in with his pounds, and then the fissure made sure that the axis was kind of obstructed, but they took that team fight in stride. I mean, you saw the control coming out from Kronos, so much damage going out from Ninth Wraith, and the epicenter, man.
I must admit though, that almost seemed like a deja vu of the last fight. Why are you getting Slark to jump in, and I guess he's trying to go for that seal and pull it off, but when you have things like a Earthshaker who can disrupt the Roche, or you've got even a DP, why are you getting Slark to jump in there, you know?
You know, there's so many avenues of initiation. I don't think the Slark is the best of them, because the moment he gets in there, he might lose his life, because he's not necessarily tanky, and there's a lot of damage coming out from Ventus Pro. I mean, he goes in, he immediately has to proc his Shadow Dance to make sure he doesn't die very quickly. And in the meantime, these guys are securing so many towers right now. Literally no tier 2s left for Blacklight.
Yeah, I think Blacklight's, this game looks like it's starting to slip out of their hands. If you look at the gold over 10k, if you look at the XP over 15k in terms of Ventus, and Ventus does have a really good lineup that also goes into late game really well.
Yeah, pretty much. I think
and this
another.
Is also,
yep.
This is also why we see Lycans always banned. This
Yeah.
is a prime example of why Lycans are always banned. Look at the pushing power he's got right now. He's literally just running around killing towers.
All the push.
He's sitting with nearly 5k gold. I mean, I'm guessing he's going BKB next, but he can actually at this point get whatever he wants, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for the most part, he's very safe in terms of how the team fights go. And we may have a hook shot coming out from Grime. Grime is definitely looking it out, but the pings go out onto Grime to make sure that he doesn't get off the ideal hook shot. Forged Spirits being propped. There goes a Pounds. There goes a Doom onto Kronos. We've got the wards being committed. There goes the Silence. There goes the Exorcism coming out. Grime props the Blade Mail, and it looks like damage going out all over the place. Grime is going to lose his life. Downey may just fall as well. Downey may just fall, but the Burrow Strike coming out onto ACG. ACG doesn't do much, and there goes Zeke with his epicenter, catching 2, killing 2, and it's a mega kill streak coming out from Zeke. Zeke putting in so much work on the Sand King. There goes your cast going out onto ACG.
I don't know if you watched that fight. Nitro just sat. He couldn't even be bothered with the fight going on. He sat killing out those wards.
Oh, looks like ACG's been caught by the Burrow Strike. There goes the Echo Slam, but it's literally getting nothing in exchange for its use. And these racks, at the very least, they should secure rage racks. There goes the shapeshift onto Night Wraith. He might get the Seer kill, and he's probably gonna kill the Earthshaker. Zeke may lose his life as well. There goes the Ether Shock onto Night Wraith. If the Sand King does lose his life, there goes the Shackles onto Night Wraith, but Night Wraith is not giving a single damn. There goes the Yule Scepter onto him. He may lose his life to a Crypt Swarm. Oh, just one right click, securing his kill. And just like that, it's 3 kills going the way of Immersion Blacklight. But on top of that, they still lose one. They lose the ranged racks.
Yeah, that definitely, yes, they lost a lot of heroes there, but I mean, it's so worth it when you've pushed so far into the base, you know.
Yeah, man.
That was well played by Cronus. I don't know if you saw that, where I think it was Cronus who forced off the Doom into everybody, and Doom looked like he didn't know what was going on.
Yep,
as soon as he was there, he got
certainly
jumped on.
Kronos on the Invoker. These guys they know exactly how to take the team fights, but they also need to worry. They also need to make sure they don't get caught out. Oh, looks like we've got a Pounce and the Cogs catching out slowly. There goes a Sunstrike. Battery Assault doing work right now, and that's a dead slog.
And that's playing so well right now.
And that
combo of Grime and Kronos.
Yeah, that combo is too much, man. You get the hook shot, you get the cogs, and just like that, it's an easy Sunstrike. It's an easy meatball coming out from Kronos. So, and that's kind of why you don't really see Slok being picked up that often, because if you don't get a decent amount of momentum going into the early into the mid game, then you've got a problem, because now he doesn't really deal that much damage. I mean, you look at him, it looks like he's going for the Skadi, but he's a long way off into getting that Skadi. And once again, he committed into getting the blink dagger, so now he's in a position where he's not dealing damage.
I also think he is playing maybe a little bit too aggressively with that stock. And I know you must probably think this is the last person to say that, me saying somebody is playing too aggressively. But at this point in the game, like he saw Grime, he should have tried to get away instead.
Looks like we got a burst strike
Grime,
and a hook shot catching Downey. Downey's going to lose his life. And they even commit an epicenter. There goes a deafening blast catching him. And the cogs also helping out to secure the kill for the Invoker. Yes, see, these guys, they have access to team fight, they have access to pick off. It's just the all-round balanced draft, and it's paying dividends right now. We've got a burst strike catching Rez. Rez may lose his life. He's probably gonna die. There goes a Doom onto Kronos. There goes the Echo Slam. Kronos will lose his life. And there goes the Death Ward, dealing so much damage. ACG will probably lose his life. And the Exorcism means not much damage at all. The Invoker buys back. We've got a triple kill going for Flaming Sheep. And
the whole time Lycan just sat Rax in bottom.
And he took Rax. He took Rax. And they call GG. They call GG.
is called.
They call GG. They knew there was nothing they could do.
I'm going to actually give somebody else an MVP because I'm tired of giving it to Zeke and Grab. That last play by Flaming Sheep, you get MVP, dude. Doing so much work in that last play. I'm giving MVP to Sheep. Sorry, Graham. Sorry, Zeke. Yokes get it enough. I'm giving it to Sheep.
I don't know, man. Grime set up so many things. I mean, his cogs were constantly catching 2 or 3 heroes, and when it was just catching 1 hero, that meant that hero had no way of getting out alive. And then you look at Zeke on the Sand King. Zeke on the Sand King was doing so much work. I mean, he turned a few fights even with his epicenter. But yeah, this game boiled down to, first and foremost, the Slock didn't get enough momentum. I mean, yes, he committed to getting the Blink Dagger, which is what you get if you want your Slock to snowball. But he just didn't snowball. The Doom just didn't get off enough momentum. It got to a point where Doom's Doom was actually not doing much in the team fight.
Yeah, a very important thing also to notice is Ventus Pro, we've cast a couple of games is now their team fights, when one goes in they all go in, when one backs off they all back off. With IM you didn't see that cohesion as much. You saw a Slock jump in and nobody else would follow up, or you would see, they'll get 1 or 2 where everybody would be in, but for the most part they just didn't have that same cohesion of everybody either committing or everybody backing off, Yeah. And I think that was a big key to this game, is that whole cohesion in the team.
Yeah, and another big thing, Sand King versus Earthshaker. Whoever gets the Blink Dagger first kind of usually sets the pace in terms of how the game goes for each support duo. And Sand King, obviously, inherently, he's obviously going to be getting it first. And just like that, the Earthshaker got to a point where he never got his Blink Dagger. His Echo Slams were barely even a factor in the team fights.
Yep. Anyway, guys, game 2 still coming up.
Yeah, man. Ventus Pro securing this game will now go into game 2, seeing if Blacklight can secure 1 game at the very least.
Hopefully the scores will be updated then, so we can give you what the actual scores are in the pools and that.
Cool vibes.
See you now, D.